The Story Vault presents Tales of the Samurai, Episode 2, The Ronin's Redemption. The road was long and winding, a narrow dirt path cutting through the vast, untamed wilderness. On it walked a man burdened not by the weight of his possessions, but by the shadow of his past. Once he was a samurai, a proud warrior who had sworn an unbreakable oath to his daimyo. But now he was a Ronin, a masterless wanderer, cast adrift by shame and failure. His name was Hiroshi. Hiroshi had lost everything the day his lord fell in battle. A moment's hesitation, a single fatal mistake, had cost his daimyo his life. Stripped of honor, Hiroshi turned his back on the life of a warrior. He abandoned his sword to the earth, swearing to never wield it again. For years he wandered aimlessly, searching for a way to atone for his failure. But no matter how far he traveled, he could not outrun the weight of his guilt. His journey brought him to a small village nestled in the shadow of the mountains. As he approached, the air grew heavy with the acrid smell of smoke. Bandits had descended upon the village like a plague. Homes were set alight, and the cries of the innocent pierced the air. Hiroshi's first instinct was to keep walking. "It is no longer my fight," he muttered. But then he saw her, a young girl clutching a wooden doll, her wide eyes filled with terror as a bandit closed in on her. Hiroshi froze. He felt the familiar tug of duty pulling at his heart. Hiroshi, muttering, "No, I swore I would not fight again." And yet Hiroshi found his feet moving before his mind could catch up. He stepped into the clearing, unarmed and unarmored, standing between the girl and the bandit. Bandit, mocking. "Ha! Another fool trying to play hero! Out of my way, old man!" Though he had sworn to abandon his sword, Hiroshi had not forgotten the discipline it had taught him. With precise movements, he turned the bandit's strength against him, sending the man sprawling into the dirt. Word spread quickly. The villagers, desperate for a savior, begged Hiroshi to help. For a moment, he hesitated. What could a broken man like him offer? But then he saw their faces, the fear, the helplessness, and something stirred deep within him. Hiroshi, resolute. "If I cannot undo my failure, I can at least prevent others from suffering the same fate." The villagers brought him an old katana, its blade worn but still sharp. Hiroshi took it with trembling hands. It had been years since he held a weapon, but as his fingers wrapped around the hilt, it felt right. When the bandits returned, they found a village transformed. Barricades lined the streets, and the villagers stood ready to defend their homes. At the forefront was Hiroshi, katana in hand, his weathered face calm but determined. The fight was brutal, but Hiroshi moved like a force of nature. Every strike, every movement was precise, a masterclass in the art of war. The bandits, overconfident and disorganized, fell one by one. By the time the sun set, the village was quiet. The bandits were gone, and the people gathered around Hiroshi, their savior. Villager, tearful. "Thank you, samurai. We owe you our lives." Hiroshi shook his head. Hiroshi, gentle. "I am no samurai, but perhaps today I was worthy of the title." Hiroshi left the village the next morning, his katana once again abandoned by the roadside. He had found no absolution, no release from his guilt. But for the first time in years, he felt the stirrings of peace. For Hiroshi, redemption was not a destination, it was a path. And though the road ahead was long, he would walk it, one step at a time. Thank you for listening to Tales of the Samurai. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more, please like, subscribe, and share. Join us again as we delve into the lives, struggles, and triumphs of Japan's legendary warriors. Until next time, may honor guide your path.